Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to another video that I have here for you guys. And this one is probably the most significant update that I've done on this channel pretty much this year as far as content goes. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. You guys see the title. Nintendo announced a lot of different information at their earnings call and there's a lot of stuff to go over. So one, let's just get right into it. The Nintendo NX. The Nintendo NX is launching globally everywhere worldwide on in March 2017. So it is going to skip the 2016 launch and it's going to be March. Such a weird date for a home console, and yes, it is a home console because of the news that I'm going to talk about in just a bit. But yes, March 2017 is the date. So let's go ahead and read Nintendo's actual announcement as far as Nintendo NX goes. So Nintendo previously announced that it would release more information about its next system, codenamed NX, this year. As the first announcement of any NX information, Nintendo confirmed that the NX is scheduled to launch in March 2017. NX will not make an appearance at the upcoming E3 video game trade show in Los Angeles in June and will be unveiled later this year. So they're basically skipping E3 with Nintendo NX, which is insane. I saw everyone saying, wait till E3, wait till E3, wait till E3. Well, wait until E3. And to compile on top of that, the only game that will be shown at E3 playable is The Legend of Zelda. Nintendo is going to have a booth full of Legend of Zelda for the Wii U build, not the Nintendo NX build. Yeah, so that's unfortunate because Nintendo invited a bunch of people that did the creators program. I know Obi was a part of that. Obi-Wan Plays. They invited a bunch of people. You invited a bunch of people to play one game? Really? That's just wrong. I mean, Nintendo. That's really, really wrong. I was talking about this on my live stream that I had, because I had a live stream where I'm probably going to upload my live reaction to all of this news, but let's just say I was a little bit more crazy about the news as far as I was yelling a little bit more. I've calmed down at this point. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on with the news here. So let's talk about The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda, the latest installment in the classic series, is scheduled to launch simultaneously for both Wii U and Nintendo NX, and both versions of the game have been in development in tandem. Okay, so that's an interesting tidbit there. Both versions of the game have been developed in tandem because developers need more time to polish the game. It will launch in 2017, but it will be the focus of Nintendo's E3 presence. So I think this is the reason why we're getting the Nintendo NX in March. The reason why we're getting the Nintendo NX in March is because Legend of Zelda is not ready. That's the only way that I can think of, because they didn't want to stagger the launch. They didn't want to say, okay, well, what do? We're not gonna launch the NX without this big game and like have it come out in March. Remember, Nintendo launched the Nintendo Wii U with a couple big games, if you want to call them that, but Nintendo Land and New Super Mario Bros. And didn't have anything else till March, and that completely killed their sales momentum. Nintendo says, we're not doing that this time. We want to have a game, a big game that everyone's gonna want to go out and buy in March, just flat out from right there. And it's probably gonna give them a little bit more time to develop more games outside of that, but still, I think this is the real reason why the Nintendo NX is launching in 2017. That's just my personal opinion on the matter, because Legend of Zelda wasn't ready for 2016, and there's no way in hell they're going to launch the NX without that game, so they delayed it till when it's ready, and that is March. However, I did say that I think that the Nintendo NX was coming out in 2016, so I'm sorry about that, guys, because I did say that I think that. I never said that I heard that as far as reporting on it from like a rumor that I made or inside sources or anything like that, but I did say it, so I'm sorry about that. But I will add that if I would have known that The Legend of Zelda would be delayed to 2017, there's no way I would have compounded that with that the NX would launch in 2016, because I know that they want to launch it with the Nintendo NX. That's what I've been saying for a long time, is that they need to launch it with the next Legend of Zelda game needs to launch with Nintendo NX. So if I would have known that it would have been delayed, I would have easily said that the NX is going to be delayed to 2017. So I didn't know. I was basing it all on Zelda being a 2016 release, and Nintendo announced another delay to Zelda. So that's what I was saying as far as The Legend of Zelda goes, and Nintendo NX as far as when it's launching. I was really basing it on Zelda, and here we go. Here we are. We're going to move on, and Nintendo talked about some more stuff here. The next mobile apps from Nintendo are going to be Fire Emblem, and Animal Crossing. So here's what Nintendo had to say on that. Building on the positive consumer reaction to Miitomo, which actually crossed 10 million units, 10 million unique users according to Nintendo. Nintendo has announced that its next two mobile apps will be based on familiar and beloved Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing franchises. Nintendo plans to release both of these applications this autumn for the former app while making it more accessible in comparison to the Fire Emblem games for Nintendo's dedicated gaming systems. Nintendo aims to offer the great value of role-playing a strategy game. Nintendo will design the latter game, Animal Crossing, so that it will be connected to the world of Animal Crossing for dedicated gaming systems. By playing both Animal Crossing games, users will find increased enjoyment. Both of these are pure game applications compared to Miitomo. They have more prominent game elements, and the game content will be closely tied into Nintendo's dedicated games business. Nintendo will provide more details about these applications closer to their launch period and aim to have multiple types of apps that appeal to different audiences and consumer groups or players, something like that. Okay, so really that's that. There's more stuff as far as their business and the game sales and all that. I know Fire Emblem Fates is nearly at 2 million units sold. That's before the European launch. The numbers from March 31st are at 1.84 million for Fire Emblem Fates. All the versions of the game combined, digital, everything. And yeah, so they talked about E3. So Nintendo changes its approach to the show every year. This June, Nintendo will focus its attentions on the upcoming game, the Legend of Zelda series. The Wii U version of the game will be playable for the first time on the E3 show floor, and it will be the only playable game Nintendo presents at the show. In order to provide attendees a complete immersion, additional information about Nintendo's E3 plans will be announced in the future. Nintendo is pretty much pulled out of E3. That's pretty much pulling out. You bring one game to E3, that's worse than last year. And last year they were skim on games. I mean, they had Star Fox, they had Yoshi's Woolly World, they had Mario Maker, they had a few other games. They showed off Xenoblade Chronicles X, but they didn't actually have it playable. But yeah, this is bad. This is really bad on Nintendo's part as far as the E3 goes. So let's go ahead and get into my own opinion, just because there's a little bit more news, but that was the main bullet points. It's not super late into 2017. It's really early 2017, March. So, I mean, to me, that seems like there's something that happened to where they'd launch a system. I do want to talk about Fire Emblem because that's pretty interesting news. It's probably going to be a little bit easier. They talked about it. It's going to be more consumer-friendly Fire Emblem game, but that's good. I think Fire Emblem is a big franchise for Nintendo. It's sold nearly 2 million units in 2 months before the European launch. By all means, get that out to more people to enjoy it and push them towards Fire Emblem Fates, Fire Emblem, the Birthright and Conquest. Although that game is going to be more game-ish, so that might be for the people who already love Fire Emblem and they're done with Fates and they want to play something else. It's probably going to be some microtransactions in there for weapons and things like that. I'm pretty sure some Fire Emblem fans are going to like it. I would like to see some packs that I can purchase, but that's that. I think Animal Crossing coming to mobile, that is a natural evolution of the franchise, in my opinion. I think that mobile is where that type of game belongs, like lifestyle simulator, things like that, and having it connect to the consoles. Maybe you can even transfer over items and different things that you get. That is perfect for mobile. I think it's going to be a great idea to get casuals hooked back in and just be able to play the different Animal Crossing games. If a new one comes out for NX, be able to use it as a controller or stuff like that. There's endless possibilities with Animal Crossing and that fan base, so I do like that there. Other than that, what else do we got here? Miitomo hitting 10 million. That's, Miitomo hits 10 million. That's great. Because last time we heard, as far as the users go, it was like around, a few million, so now it's at 10 million. That's successful. That's really successful. Nintendo's making buku bucks off that. And Nintendo knows that they can afford to not have anything for the Wii U, and I'm going to talk about this system in just a bit, but they can afford that because they're going to be releasing mobile games that are going to be making money, and plenty of money. Plus they still got Fire Emblem, plus they still got like Kirby and other games coming for the 3DS. Still a little dry on the 3DS front, but hey, it's better than the Wii U front. So let's go ahead and get into this dead system, because this system is dead. And I was talking about this to the people on the stream, like, this pretty much confirms that the Wii U, I mean, the Wii U's already been dead for a while, but this pretty much confirms that Nintendo has nothing for the Wii U. Nintendo has nothing like Paper Mario. They're not even going to show off Paper Mario at E3. When are they going to show it off? So yeah, this system is completely done, and this is probably Nintendo's worst games lineup for a main home console ever. if you look at the NES, you look at the Super NES, you look at the N64, you look at the GameCube, you look at the Wii, you can't sit here and tell me that those systems didn't have way better games lineups as far as quality and quantity than the Wii U. Now, there might be some really addictive games on Wii U. There's some good ones. Heck, I got a stack right here that I'm looking at. Stuff like Hyrule Warriors, Twilight Princess, The Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Mario Kart 8. It's got a lot of stuff, but it's just lacking any really substantial third-party support after like 2013, 2014. It's just lacking a lot of first-party franchises. There's no F-Zero. There's no Metroid. The Star Fox game that they released is Miyamoto-fied with weird controls. I mean, it's a bit bleak. This is definitely a little bit of a dark age for Nintendo on the Wii U. It's not all bad because, like I said, there's some great games on the system. I personally love Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. I have well over 1,000 hours into that game, and I absolutely adore Bayonetta 2. I think that's one of the best action games of all time and one of my favorite games of all time. I think there's great stuff like Donkey Kong and things, but there's no comparison, especially like some people were talking about the comparison between the Wii and the Wii U. The Wii had way more games. Like the Wii had way more games. Nintendo kind of botched this system, and now there's going to be an epic drought. There's going to be a massive drought. For me, there's Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem or Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I don't know how many people are actually interested in that game, but there is that for people who want it. And then what? Legend of Zelda's delayed. There's literally no big game for 2016 on the Wii U. Again, for the second straight year, outside of Xenoblade launching in December, there's no big November game because there's no Zelda. Again. So that's unfortunate. Nintendo did say that they are going to have a separate event for the Nintendo NX where they're going to be announcing probably the real name of the system, probably the real launch as far as when in March. We're going to get games lineup and other features and details about the system. So that's going to come after E3, probably at a Nintendo Direct where they completely focus on that. I'll have a link in the description below. That'll take you over to where I got all the information. There's going to be a lot more information going up. We should get some more stuff as far as the investor briefing and all that good stuff there. Let me know what you guys think. Sound off in the comments section below. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And also subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips and tricks, and everything on the Nintendo NX as we ride towards E3 2016. Alright, thanks again guys. We'll see you for the next one. Peace.